And she's basically telling 20-year-olds that you don't need to be in a relationship in the age of 20. You can wait as long as you want. Whenever you get yourself together, then you can control whenever it is you get in a relationship. You don't need to be pressured. So let's get the full context of what she's saying, and then I'll give my thoughts on it. All right, let's rock out.
38 years old. I've never been married. I do not have any children. And I can tell you this. You are never going to be happy, truly happy in life, until you take years to get to know yourself as an adult. Stop jumping from relationship to relationship every 6 months and not taking time to understand the things that truly make you happy in life, who you are, what lights your soul on fire, because that is so important when you come to choosing your partner. And you can't choose the right partner without knowing those things about yourself. So stop feeling like you're running out of time and you need to get married and have kids by a certain point. Forget all that. Just focus on you and getting to know yourself better. And I'm telling you, it's truly the only way to be happy.
Okay. I'm gonna look at this from an objective standpoint, right? I agree with the fact that you need to understand yourself. But in the fact of understanding yourself, you first need to understand what the destination is. That's why we always say you need to figure out what the destination is and then work backwards. Okay. So what does that look like? So if you are a woman out here in these streets and you are a single woman early in your 20s, what does your future look like? What does your 10-year plan look like, right? How do you see yourself at the age of 35 and 40, right? Or the age of 55 and 60, whatever the case may be. What is that ultimate goal that you see yourself at? If that life pertains in making good money, having a house, white picket fence, husband, children, dog, all of that, whatever that looks like, if it's that, okay, first, you already know what a destination is, so you already know what that is. Now, breaking that down a little further, if you want to have children, you already know there's a certain wall that you need to have children by. So that means, yeah, you can still have a child between the ages of 35 and 40, but that's when it starts to get a little dangerous. You start playing in dangerous territories, right? So that's why they pretty much push you to have children a lot earlier when you're more fertile. Correct? Okay, I'm glad we're in all agreement here. Now, when it comes to making this money, you also have to understand you're not going to be rich at the age of 20. You barely just getting started at the age of 30. To be quite honest with you, yeah, there are some people who make it through. They hit a quick lick, and next thing you know, boom, they're making good money early. However, that's not typically the case. It's not typically the case. So you can't be expecting to make good money, but you can see that in the foreseeable future. 35, 40, 45, great, got it. Now, when it comes to this man, okay, you said you want to have a husband. What does this ideal man look like? Have the check boxes. Boom, 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 boom. Check the boxes off of what this man looks like. Understand that you ain't going to get 100% of what you want. So you have to understand the things that you will not tolerate in regards to you would not give up. And understand the things that you can tolerate. You're like, you know what? I'm not really tripping on that. So I'm not going to necessarily dock you in regards to that. So we good here. But you meet the main things that I see in the man and that I want in the man. So therefore, now we can rock out together. Now, when it comes to this dating aspect, this is why you got to ask the hard questions up front. Are you in student loan debt, right? Do you have any debt? What's your background like? What's your relationship like with your family? What's your spending habits like? Yeah, all of those hard questions up front. Do you have a great relationship with your father? Do you have a great relationship with your mother? Are you family oriented? What does your future look like in the next 10 to 15 years? Once you start to have those conversations and everything is aligned and you both are equally yoked in that aspect, you on the same page, now you can start working towards something, because now you have a foundation and where you want to go and where you guys are going to be. But here is also another key. He ain't going to be on your program. You are going to be on his. Because we had this conversation yesterday on the Banter and Barter show, And we were talking about the word potential. See, a lot of women use this word potential as, oh, well, I saw this man as potential. Yeah, you saw potential because he probably was attractive. He was probably giving you that great D pause, right? And you weren't looking at the aspect of how ambitious that he was. He may have had dreams, but those dreams don't translate to anything. You saw him as, oh man, you could be so great. You could be so great. So you fell in love with the he could be so great versus the guy that's actually working towards what he said he's about. So that's the thing you got to understand. If he said, listen, I'm about this, and he's not doing anything, that lets you know he's not going to be about anything. But you got this guy that's here. He said, I want to be this, and I'm working towards this. This is the game plan for me to get here, and I'm working towards it. And you see the action being done in real time. Now that's somebody you can jump and get along with. Now you can find yourself in a valuable place, meaning now how can I add value to this man so that way we can get to the ultimate goal and I become the beneficiary of that man's success because I'm adding value to him. I'm helping him get to his goal because when he's successful, you are going to be successful. And now, and only on, and mind you, what happens when this man becomes successful? Guess who they then give the credit to? They give the credit to you. They say, listen, man, I would not have been able to do this if it weren't for my wife because she did what she had to do on the back end so I can completely focus on what I need to get to. And boom, you become the beneficiary of all his greatness. So, but on the flip side, if you are a woman that does not want children, you do not want a husband, you're not really into that type of lifestyle, cool, live your life. Take all the time you need to figure out yourself. I honestly don't really think that you really need to take that long to figure out who the fuck you are. You live with yourself every fucking day. It doesn't take that fucking long to figure out who you are, the things that you want. You can figure out everything about yourself at the age of 25. And guess what? By the age of 35, you're going to find something different about yourself that you like because of different experiences in life, different things that's going to happen, different obstacles. So therefore, you're forever changing and evolving. So this bullshit about, oh, well, you need to find yourself and what makes you tick and all this, well, what fires you up? Listen, that shit going to change. I was fired up about playing ball years ago. I was fired up about hooping. That shit changed. Now I'm fired up about this, fired up about creating a business outside of using YouTube as a vehicle to get me to where I'm trying to go. It always changes. But the destination is always remaining the same, though. The destination always remains the same. The vehicle can change. So I think to be 100% honest with you, I agree, but I more so disagree than anything to what she's saying. But y'all let me know. What y'all think, man. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm, and make sure you hit the bell notification.